warm welcome to the FIM ASL Freight Movement Speedway World Cup for 2006. This is event 2 of a 4-part series from Malilla in Sweden. A strong crowd of fans from all over Scandinavia turned out to see the 2-time champion Sweden up against Denmark, USA and the Czech Republic. The top team would go straight through to the final, and second and third would go to a race-off. So as the fans settle down for a night's entertainment, let's take a look back at what happened in event 1 at Rybnik in Poland. It certainly got off to a dramatic start as underdogs Finland were already having a tough night, and Tommy Remy smashed into the fence and out of Heat 4. It then became a 3-way battle between Australia, Great Britain and hosts Poland. Some nervous moments for the Brits and the Poles. Australia looked to have the edge early on. Great Britain, though, were out to create an upset. British captain Scott Nicholls on a superb night, and Australia had a setback late on when veteran stalwart Todd Wiltshire went down hard while leading. Poland had been trailing in third when they opted to play the joker with captain Thomas Golub. And in classic Golub style, he sweeped around the outside of Brian Sullivan, went on to take victory and put Poland right back into contention. As they came down to the last heat, there was nothing in it, as 1 point separated Poland, Australia and Great Britain. Whoever won the final heat would be through to the World Cup final. And no surprises, it was Jason Crump to complete the perfect night with another immaculate ride that saw him take a maximum, and more importantly, Australia through to the World Cup final. It truly was a great night for the 2001-2002 World Champions. And a look at the final result showed how close it was. Australia through by 1 point. Great Britain on equal points with Poland would both go to the race-off, and Finland with just 11 were eliminated. So after the drama of event 1 at Rybnik, it was on to Sweden and event 2 here in Malilla. Sweden, of course, are 2-time winners of the World Cup themselves. In 2003, won their first title in Denmark, led by Tony Rickardsson. Then the following year, they did it again at Poole in Great Britain. A fiercely contested final and a different lineup which saw the up-and-coming youngster Antonio Lindback make his mark. Sweden then lifting the Ube Funden Trophy, named after another great Swede. Tony Rickardsson not taking part, but there's plenty of household names in the Swedish team for 2006. Led by Matt Olsson, they'll be in the blue helmet colour. Antonio Lindback at 1, Fredrik Lindgren at 2. Andreas Jonsson is the captain. Then it's the 2 stalwarts, Michael Max and Peter Carlson at 4 and 5. And for several of the Swedes, they'll be racing at home here at Malilla.
Andreas Jonsson, captain of Team Sweden, ahead of a very tough meeting tonight. Your thoughts?
Very good, I think. Home track for most of the riders, me, PK and Michael. He's been riding here a lot, and after the practice felt very good and very comfortable, so looks good. It looks like everybody's on the form as well.
You mentioned the experience there of PK, yourself, Michael, and even Antonio with Grand Prix experience. How much do you guys try and help someone like Fredrik Lindgren tonight?
I don't think we need to help him. He's a very good rider, has been going good, so I think he can take care of himself like everybody else in the team.
Next, it's the Czech Republic, seeded 6th. They're a much depleted team due to the Drimmel brothers both being out. Alice Drimmel suffering a serious injury in the Elite League in Britain. They'll be captained by Bo Brahel, and the team includes youngster Thomas Sushinek, Adrian Rimmel, Sam Samota and Josef Frank. They'll be riding in the white helmets, but it's going to be a tough night for this depleted team.
Bo Brahel, a big challenge ahead for the Czech team tonight.
I think it's a big meeting for us, and I don't know how much we have chance, but we have a younger team, younger riders here, 2 new one in the team, and I think that'll be a very good experience for them. Unfortunately, we have injuries to riders, so it's a little bit weak team now, but we try our best and we will see.
The USA team, back after a year's absence, would be one of the oldest teams in the World Cup. But with bags of experience, including 3 former world champions, Sam Ermolenko, Billy Hamill and captain Greg Hancock. Brett Werner and Billy Gennaro round out an all-American, all-star team. Tonight, the red, white and blue will be in red helmets.
Greg Hancock, the American captain, probably the most experienced team in Speedway World Cup.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it, and rather than saying there were a bunch of old guys. So, we've been through a lot, and fortunately, I've been able to be a part of a few good winning squads like that too, with some of the heroes past and present. So I'm really excited about this, and you know, the fact that we qualified out of Hungary for the first round and came to this round here in Sweden is a real bonus to the American team, and for us to go all the way through to win it would be awesome. But all eyes are set on the worst case scenario of the race-off.
And the final team, Denmark, seeded 3. They have strength in depth, 4 regular Grand Prix stars, and Charlie Jada, who's also ridden at Grand Prix level. They're favourites to lift the trophy in Reading, and they're led by the irrepressible Hans Andersen. And alongside him is Nicky Pedersen, Charlie Jada, Niels Christian Iversen, and Bjarne Pedersen.
Hans Andersen, Danish captain. The team possibly slight favourites for tonight's meeting?
Yeah, well, people put us as favourites, but it's still, you know, it's a team event. We still have to do all the riders on the night, so we can't afford one rider or 2 riders having a night off. So hopefully me and Charlie's home track knowledge can get everyone to get a good setup so we can perform and go straight to the final.
We saw on Sunday in event 1 that the British team, who weren't favoured, did very well. 3 teams riding at the finish. Do you think the Americans will be the same tonight?
Yeah, they earned their place here, so of course we can't underestimate anyone, you know. They went through the qualifying system and they're here today, so they'll be in for a shot. You know, why not? Why be here if they don't want to win? So everyone will got to be out, watch out for everyone. So hopefully we can still do it.
So with a fantastic meeting in prospect and a place in the final awaiting one team, could it be a thriller in Malilla? Well, in Heat 2, rather bizarre, Charlie Jada won the race to the delight of the Danish fans, but the referee then called them back for a restart. Rather unhappy Charlie Jada just had time to catch his breath before the restart. And then at the restart, Bo Brahel then touched the tapes. The Czech captain was then excluded, and he had to watch on as the race continued. Swede Fredrik Lindgren went on to take the victory. Poor old Charlie Jada was a very disappointed 3rd place, getting 1 point for the Danes. Antonio Lindback was delighted. Heat 3 and Sam Ermolenko went down, much to his own disgust. The American getting back up on his feet, but excluded from that one. At the restart, Czech rider Adrian Rimmel had a similar spill. And that left just 2 to battle it out for the points. At the restart, Niels Christian Iversen looked as though he had it in the bag. But Andreas Jonsson, using home track knowledge, powered through and into the lead. He went on to take his first victory and 3 more points for Sweden. Heat 5 saw another past master take to the shell as Billy Hamill blasted past Bjarne Pedersen to take victory on his return to the top flight of Speedway. It was a brilliant effort by Billy, much to the delight of the Americans as they stayed in the hunt. Heat 7 and Antonio Lindback put on a masterful display to hold off Hans Andersen. Round the outside he came to take the lead, and he never looked back. It was an important heat for Sweden as it gave them a 5-point lead overall. Handshakes all round then, as after Heat 8, the Swedes led it by 19 points over Denmark with 14. The USA were just 1 point behind with 13. The Czech Republic only 1 point to their names. Remember, 3 points for a win, 2 for second and 1 for third, and the possibility of playing the Joker for double points if you get 6 points behind the leaders. On then to Heat 9, Brent Werner for the USA in red, Andreas Jonsson in blue, Nicky Pedersen and Bo Brahel on the outside. Nicky Pedersen, Andreas Jonsson, always a good battle. Nicky Pedersen needs the points. He has just 14 at the moment, and Denmark are behind Sweden at this stage. Bo Brahel on the outside for the Czech Republic. On the inside, Brent Werner of the USA. Got to get a good start. Up go the tapes. Bo Brahel from the outside does not get away well, nor does Brent Werner. And as we expected, it's Nicky Pedersen and Andreas Jonsson. Andreas Jonsson, though, flying out early on, and Nicky Pedersen has no reply. He's in 3rd place at the moment, but now on the inside he comes on Bo Brahel in 2nd and takes him nicely. So Denmark moving to 2nd place. Remember, they have 14 points. They're trying to catch Sweden, but Andreas Jonsson is surely headed for another 3 points here. But now, Nicky Pedersen goes in pursuit in 2nd place here in Malilla. Czech Republic in third, and there's the USA, Brent Werner, in fourth place at the moment. Remember, USA have 13 points. They're only 1 point behind Denmark. Denmark going to score 2 here. Andreas Jonsson gliding his way at home here at Malilla to another victory. And he looks so easy with it. Out front, calm and collected. And this is impressive stuff by Andreas Jonsson, who's hardly dropped a point all World Cup so far. And he's going to take a full 3 points from this one and increase that lead for Sweden. Second is Nicky Pedersen, 2 points for them, and Bo Brahel takes 1 point for the Czech Republic. And that means overall, it's Sweden now with 22, Denmark with 16. They've moved clear now of the USA with 13, and the Czech Republic have doubled their score to just 2. So Peter Karlsson and Andreas Jonsson. You can see he's fired up as Andreas Jonsson, and that bodes well for the Swedish, who've already won the World Cup twice, of course. On to Heat 10 in Event 2. Charlie Jada on the inside for Denmark. Adrian Rimmel for the Czech Republic. Michael Max of Sweden, and Billy Hamill comes out of the outside for the USA. Billy Hamill needs to have some points now for the USA. Hans Andersen watching on for Denmark. Likewise, the Czechs looking to try and score some points here. Heat 10. Up to the tapes. And away goes Billy Hamill round the outside. Picking up grip now as he goes round the outside, but into the lead goes Michael Max, or does he? Charlie Jada, very impressive indeed. And oh no! Charlie Jada goes down and out of this one just when he had a chance to take 3 points. He quickly gets off the track and allows the race to continue, and out front it's Michael Max. The former Michael Karlsson, of course. That's how they know him here. Doesn't matter what they call him. He's Mr. Max at the moment, and Sweden are going to increase that lead. Billy Hamill in second place in the red helmet will go in pursuit of him. Adrian Rimmel is going to pick up another point for the Czech Republic. Can Billy Hamill stop this Sweden rout at the moment? Well, he's pushing very hard indeed. There's no stopping Michael Max once he gets a sniff of that lead. Billy Hamill really pushing hard, the former world champion of 1996. Michael Max racing at home as the sun goes down here in Sweden. And the sun is definitely shining on Sweden as they increase that lead now. Where are the favourites? Denmark, we ask ourselves. Great victory for Sweden. That takes them now to 25 points. Denmark have 16, the USA 15. There's a chance for either Denmark or the USA to play that joker. But when will they do it? Czech Republic with 3 points now. Here's another look at it. Charlie Jada and Michael Max. Charlie Jada was on good form until he hit that rut, and down he went and out. Slightly put off by Michael Max in front of him, probably. Either way, Jada and Denmark out of this one, and it's not looking good at all for the Danes.
Yeah, and Stickman, things not going to plan at the moment?
No, not really. It's looking a bit bleak at the moment, but yeah, we got the joker up our sleeve, and we'll try and give it to Nicky next time out, and hopefully he'll come out on top. I know the boys are very pumped about this, and Nicky's not too happy. He's been on the rough end of a few hard first turns, and I think it's about time luck went our way.
No better man than Nicky Pedersen to help you out of a hole. Hans Andersen waits for the next heat that's coming up. Track changing slightly, and Charlie Jada hitting that rut. Sam Ermolenko just checking the start line for Greg Hancock up in the next heat. As Heat 11 is about to get underway, and the former world champion of 97, Greg Hancock, races for America in this one. 15 points they have. They need points. Adrian Rimmel on the inside, Fredrik Lindgren, and Hans Andersen will come off the outside for Denmark. Denmark looking to make some decent points out of this one. You've heard that they may be playing the joker soon. Away they go from the tapes. A little bit of a hesitation there. Hans Andersen from the outside sweeps round and almost into the lead, but takes second place. Greg Hancock it is who leads, but here comes Hans Andersen now, putting on the pressure. Fredrik Lindgren in third. In white is Adrian Rimmel, trying to get through into third himself. But out front, Greg Hancock doing a great job, and Hans Andersen, very wide there by Fredrik Lindgren. He loses that place to Adrian Rimmel. And they're still battling at the back. There it is. Adrian Rimmel holding off from Czech Republic. Only on 3 points, remember. Sweden have 25, Denmark 16. And the USA and Denmark now would be on level points if it stays this way. Hancock pushing on. Captain of America getting a lot of pressure now from Hans Andersen. And the Dane is really going for it. And here comes Lindgren again. So Adrian Rimmel makes a mistake, and through goes Lindgren into third for 1 point. But at the front, it's Greg Hancock. Hans Andersen will try up the inside, but he's not going to get close enough. And now the Danes and the Americans have equal points. But out front, the Swedes are still flying high despite a little bit of a setback there. Sweden have 26. The USA and Denmark both have 18. And the Czech Republic, again, no score. Great job by Greg Hancock there. And it's really hotting up nicely now. Thumbs up from him. But let's hear from the other world champion, Billy Hamill.
Billy Hamill rolling back the years.
Yeah, rolling back, that's for sure. So, yeah, it felt good. You know, it's obviously been a long time. Great to be here with the United States, representing, you know, putting on that flag is always a special feeling. You know, a little bit of a cliche, I guess. But, yeah, it definitely feels good to be back. It's a bit of a magical feeling when all of us get together, you know, and try to make the most of it. And, you know, everybody's relaxed and just kind of having fun. And I think it's just, you know, hopefully we'll be able to show our true colors on the track.
And as always, not a hair out of place from the former pizza delivery boy. Can the other Billy deliver for the USA? It's Billy Gennaro up next. He's out of gate 3. Andreas Jonsson on the inside. Samota in white in 2. And Bjarne Pedersen on the outside in yellow. So Billy Gennaro and Bjarne Pedersen alongside each other and both on 18 points for their country. Andreas Jonsson will try and fly out of the inside gate. Increase that lead. Antonio Lindback watching on. Heat 12 coming up then. Away we go then, and a good start from Andreas Jonsson. He's unbeaten on the night, and he hits the front again. But look at Bjarne Pedersen diving through the inside to take second for a moment, and he's holding on to it. Nice stuff by Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark. And Billy Gennaro and Sam Samota both go up the inside and try and catch him. But it's Andreas Jonsson out front. Billy Gennaro in a real battle with Sam Samota at the moment. And of course, Billy Gennaro could do with the points because they don't want to lose the gap they gained on Denmark. And this is a good opportunity for Denmark to move ahead. Trying to catch Sweden a little bit, but Sweden out front with Andreas Jonsson yet again. It's been a superb night for the young Swede. And of course, Denmark came into this event as the favourites, but right now it's Sweden at home who are doing the business, without a doubt. Denmark have got work to do. I'm sure those jokers are just around the corner. No joke though for Sweden. Hands in the air by the fans. Andreas Jonsson does it again. He's unbeaten on the night. Another 3 points for Sweden. And that moves them to 29 points. They've got a 9-point lead now over Denmark. 1 point behind are the USA with 19. And the Czech Republic still on 3 points. So the joker now to be played by Denmark. And it's Nicky Pedersen, as anticipated, who will play it. He'll come out of gate 2. He's got Joseph Frank alongside him on the inside, Sam Ermolenko and Michael Max. And perhaps looking at that lineup, you can see what Denmark are thinking. But surely Nicky Pedersen will be favourite for this one against Ermolenko and Max. Although we have seen Michael Max on great form earlier today. You can see the nerves now on the Danes' faces. Niels Christian Iversen there. Watching on for Heat 13, Nicky Pedersen's got to get it right. 6 points up for grabs, and he does get away superbly. Well, Nicky Pedersen hits the front, goes round the outside, but look how close it is because Michael Max is right there with him in second place. But Nicky Pedersen, after that brilliant start, he anticipated the tape superbly, but not too quickly. He got away well, and Denmark are surely now headed for 6 points, and that'll make a massive difference to the overall table. Michael Max still in second place now. He's being chased by Sam Ermolenko. It's great to see Sam out there, right at the top level again. Really enjoying the Swan Song World Cup for the USA. And out front, Nicky Pedersen headed for 6 points. Not been an easy season for Nicky Pedersen. He's struggled in the Grand Prix. He suffered from that arm pump. And he's still suffering despite having an operation. But tonight, it won't matter. If he gets 6 points, he won't be thinking about arm pump, that's for sure. Sam Ermolenko tries again from third place, but he can't do it. Denmark get themselves right back into contention, the favourites for the overall World Cup. Perhaps they won't be going to the race-off. Applause by Hans Andersen and his team. Nicky Pedersen has done the job and taken 6 points for Denmark and put them right back in it. Denmark now in second place with 26. Sweden with 31 out front, having played that joker. USA with 20. Maybe they'll be next to play one. The Czech Republic have 3. There is Nicky Pedersen talking to Hans Andersen. What a formidable force those two are when they're together. Just explaining the track conditions to each other. And what the best procedure is. And the Joker is being played now by the USA. Well, not unexpectedly, and it's Greg Hancock who will take it on. He'll be in the red helmet colour. The USA at the moment desperately in need of points. They have 20 at the moment. Greg Hancock will come out of gate 3. Charlie Jada is alongside him in yellow. Then Peter Carlson and Thomas Suchanek. So again, good opportunity for Greg Hancock. He'll be favourite for this one, but the USA have to make sure it's 6 points and nothing less. Greg Hancock's had a superb season in the Grand Prix. He's second at the moment. Now what can he do for the USA? They hold the tapes a long time, but away they go, and Greg Hancock has got away well, and he dives into the lead ahead of the other 3. But look at this, round the outside, neck and neck, and Charlie Jada jet-propelled almost into second place over Peter Carlson. Thomas Suchanek at the back, and look at Jada now going for it for Denmark in second place. He goes wide and high. He's still got a lot of pressure from Peter Carlson. This is good work by Charlie Jada. He's pushing hard on Hancock, but remember, Hancock has to get to 6 points. And now, under pressure again, Peter Carlson will try out the inside this time. Good racing this here in Malilla. Greg Hancock is back to put USA back into contention again. Takes a look over his shoulder. One more lap to go then for the USA. Charlie Jada did a brilliant job of getting into second place. He's going to hold on to that. Suchanek is out at the back. No points again for the Czech Republic. It's a 3-way battle now, and the USA are back in it with 6 points for Greg Hancock. Good stuff by him. Peter Carlson picks up 1 point, and Charlie Jada takes 2, but nothing for Suchanek. And the points look like this: 32. Both Denmark and the USA have played their joker now, and they're just 2 points between them. That was a useful joker. The USA back to 26 now. Sweden still out in front with 32 and looking in a commanding position after 14 heats. Long way to go yet, though. Well, the crowd have really been thrilled by what they've seen tonight. As we head to heat 15, Billy Hamel on the inside, Bo Brahel for the Czech Republic, Antonio Lindback of Sweden, and then Niels Christian Iversen on the outside for Denmark. Antonio Lindback, of course, in his second World Cup, bounced onto the world stage and into Grand Prix. Bo Brahel desperate to get some points. The captain of the Czech Republic will be trying to get some pride back in to his team. Heat 15 then, away they go. And a good start by Bo Brahel, not a good start by Antonio Lindback. He's bulked and he's at the back. In yellow is Niels Christian Iversen in second place at the moment. But out front, it's Billy Hamel of the USA looking for his second win of the night. It's tight for second and third at the moment. Good race and good recovery by Antonio Lindback. And look at this! What a recovery! Antonio Lindback dives into second place. How he got the grip, I'll never know. That was quite superb. Niels Christian Iversen caught napping, tries to recover now. But that was great stuff by Antonio Lindback. You remember right at the start he got away badly and in fourth place. And now he's going for the lead. I don't believe this. Great stuff by Antonio Lindback. He's pushing hard now. Billy Hamel's under a lot of pressure. Here comes the Swede. Oh, this is absolute superb speedway by the Super Swede. Antonio Lindback dives into the lead ahead of Billy Hamel, having gone from fourth to first place. The crowd here in Malilla are getting a thriller, and Antonio Lindback is delivering it. What a victory for Sweden. And if you hadn't doubted that they were odds on to win this one tonight, well, they're certainly making easy work of it at the moment. Sweden then with 35 points now to Denmark's 29. The USA are right behind them now with 28. Good job done by Billy Hamel, although he too was caught napping. Antonio Lindback quite brilliant in that one. But it's close between second and third. Remember, the 2 teams who are runners-up will go through to the race-off. That's what happened to Antonio Lindback right at the back early on. Not a good start from him. And then bit by bit, he picked them all off. By the end of lap 1, he was in third place, then dived up the inside, takes second, and eventually he would go in pursuit of Billy Hamel, and it wasn't long before Billy Hamel suddenly got the shock of his life. The youngster came through and into the lead, using all the track and more, pushing Billy wide, diving down the back straight and into the lead.
Antonio Lindback, an awesome ride in Heat 15. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was good. I was missing totally start, but I found good lines out there, and they felt pretty good. I had good speed in the bike, and I was just lucky I was coming, had enough speed.
Yeah, we saw you shake hands with Billy Hamel there. There's an awful lot of respect among you Speedway riders.
Yeah, that is, like, this is the fun thing with speed, because everybody's friends, and of course the race tough to each other, but fair. That is the main point of this one, and like I said, if he had beat me, I have congratulations him, and anyway, so.
Great sportsmanship, and Sweden looking cool, calm and collected. Peter Karlsson, Andreas Jonsson, great night for both of them so far. Event 2, and we're on to heat 16 now. Greg Hancock in red, Charlie Jada in yellow for Denmark, Andreas Jonsson in blue, Joseph Frank with just 3 points for the Czech Republic on the outside. Good chance here for Greg Hancock to try and get the USA ahead of Denmark. It's going to be an almighty fight between the two of them, with Sweden so far out in front. Away they go then for heat 16. A brilliant start from Greg Hancock as he hits the front. Picking it up now, Andreas Jonsson, who's already had 3 heat victories. And look at this, Jonsson around the outside. Shows no signs of slowing down yet. Well, that was quite superb. Crowd loved that. Poor old Greg Hancock was left standing still there. He's now down in second place. Charlie Jada has taken Joseph Frank. Frank's at the back. Jada is in third place, looking for 1 point at the moment. Billy Hamel, oh, big moment there for Charlie Jada, and he loses a lot of ground. Frank has a chance of catching up. But out front, Andreas Jonsson is really showing Greg Hancock the way. Brilliant performance by him. 1 more lap to go then. And Andreas Jonsson did it all on that one back straight. He started off well, but he was in second place after that start. Good start from Greg Hancock, and he blasted round the outside. And he comes across the line with a wheelie. Andreas Jonsson on the perfect night so far for both himself and Sweden. And Greg Hancock has now put the USA level with Denmark, both on 30 points, but they both played their joker. Sweden now 8 points clear of both of them. It looks at the moment as though the USA and Denmark are going to have to go to the race-off. Well, this was not predicted that Sweden would go so well at home. But another look at it. Hancock got away well. But watch this now from Andreas Jonsson. He goes out into the dirt, waits for his moment, and then just holds it on. Round the outside of Hancock he goes. And that's classic Andreas Jonsson, really back on form now. He's been in 3 World Cups, currently 5th in the Grand Prix standings. And the Danes in deep conference now. They've played their joker, and they're trying to discuss, work out what they can do tactically to make the difference. They're supposed to have won this event, remember? They're not about to do it at the moment. Sweden well ahead with an 8-point lead. Well, Nicky Pedersen right in the thick of it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Nicky Pedersen, we've just seen a very animated Danish team meeting. What was being said?
Well, we're talking really good together, we discussing what to do, do substitute and what to do. I went out and I did the joker, which is good, but we're having a good spirit, and a good talk, so hopefully we're going to pick it back before end of meeting.
We've seen one of the things in previous World Cups, Danish team don't give up. You fight all the way to the last heat. That's going to be typical tonight?
Well, we only got sort of one rider struggling at the moment, Charlie was unlucky in the other one, he's been going good. It's his home track here, so we just need to stay focused, talk together, see how the track is changing, and then just carry on.
That's exactly what they'll do. Heat 17, and they brought in Bjarne Pedersen. Now that's their decision in this one against Billy Gennaro and Michael Max, up against Tomasz Suszynek as well. So perhaps they're feeling that with Billy Gennaro and Tomasz Suszynek in this one, they have a chance. Michael Max, though, very strong. This is a gamble, but it could be a good one for the Danes. Oberhel and the Czechs watching on. Heat 17. Dusk has fallen here in Malilla. But whose evening is it going to be? Through the first turn they go, and it's bunched up very tightly indeed. A bit of smoke coming from the back of Tomasz Suszynek, and that bike does not look healthy. But he's still in the running, but out front, it's Bjarne Pedersen, where he should be. They brought him in as a tactic. A lot of smoke from Suszynek, and he moves into third place ahead of Billy Gennaro, although Gennaro's going to try again. Out front, though, Bjarne Pedersen holding off Michael Max. It's going according to plan at the moment for the Danes. Sweden will pick up another 2 valuable points as they march on towards the World Cup final. Who's going to come second in this one? Well, Bjarne Pedersen has put down the marker now for Denmark, for sure. Suszynek still smoking in third place. And the Czech Republic Oh, going into second for a moment, but not for long, as Michael Max regains that place, and Suchanek's going to lose out completely now. And once again, the Czech Republic scored nothing, but Bjarne Pedersen has put Nicky Pedersen into bouncing mode, given Denmark an excellent result from that one, and another strong 3 points. 40 points to Sweden. Denmark with 33, ahead of the USA now with 31. The Czech Republic haven't scored in quite some time. Hotting up nicely, though, between the Danes and the USA. And Denmark, with that tactical substitution, it was worth the conference. Now, moving on to Heat 18. Bo Brahel on the inside in white for the Czech Republic. Sam Ermolenko for the USA. Hans Andersen for Denmark. And Peter Carlson on the outside for Sweden. Hans Andersen has looked quite superb all night. Can he do it again? Brent Werner watching on. Heat 18 then. And away they go. Hans Andersen with a great start from gate 3. And look at that cutback as he takes the lead. Lovely stuff. Hans Andersen, picture book stuff as he takes the lead. But in white, good effort by Bo Brahel, really pushing for the Czechs here on Hans Andersen in second place. But now they come. Peter Carlson's got some speed. He moves into second place. Alongside him, Bo Brahel, neck and neck, the two of them. And in red, on the inside, Sam Ermolenko's not done yet. Sudden Sam, the 93 world champion, not out of it. Oh, big moment there for Hans Andersen. Went a little wide. He's still high and dry out front. No problems for Hans Andersen now. He can cruise to victory, but they're fighting it out for second and third. And it's Sweden at the moment with Peter Carlson. Sam Ermolenko moves into third place, and 1 point for the USA could prove imperative for them. Good effort by Ermolenko. He's pushing hard, but Hans Andersen's not going to be stopped. Once again, Hans does it for Denmark at exactly the right time. Well, they played a tactical move with Bjarne Pedersen. Now Hans Andersen has done his part, and Denmark are now clear with 36 points in second place, trying to catch Sweden with 42. They've moved away from the USA of Denmark, who are 32. Here's another look at it. Good start from Hans Andersen, but watch this cutback. Great skill and nerve and tenacity to do that. Such a melee of bikes, and you've got to get it just right. And Hans Andersen never looked back. Pushed Bo Brahel wide. That was excellent speedway. Heat 19 then. Brent Werner is out on this one. On the inside for the USA. Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark. Adrian Rimmel and Antonio Lindback. On the outside in blue. Antonio Lindback looking to increase that lead. Charlie Jada still fretting about the fact that he's had an indifferent night. Won a race earlier on. Had that call back on him. And Stegman, team manager, having to work around the clock. Away they go then. Antonio Lindback from the outside, coming round the outside and into the lead. Brilliant stuff. Well, he's learned from the master, Tony Rickardsson. He can't be with them tonight, but the spirit is there with Antonio Lindback. Is this the new superstar and sensation in Speedway? Well, he's certainly doing it tonight. There's not many people get ahead of the likes of Bjarne Pedersen. Right now, Bjarne Pedersen's got trouble from Adrian Rimmel in the white helmet up the inside now. There's nothing between the two of them. Bjarne Pedersen just ahead, though, in second place. But they're not going to catch Antonio Lindback. Lindback now headed for his third victory of the night. Good stuff by the young Swede. And this has been an immaculate performance by Sweden. One more lap to go then. Bjarne Pedersen now clearly in second place. He's shaken off Adrian Rimmel. Brent Werner's going to pick up nothing for the USA in fourth place. But Antonio Lindback makes it 3 out of 3 as he waves to the crowd and takes the checkered flag. Well, he's following the footsteps of his mentor, Tony Rickardsson. He's out with injury, but Sweden are marching on. Another 3 points then, 45 they have now after 19 heats. Denmark have 38. They pulled away from the USA now with 32. And the Czech Republic now have 4 points. Point from that one. Here's another look at it. Bjarne Pedersen got away well, number 5 in the yellow helmet, but then look at this. Bouncing samba style round the outside. Antonio Lindback. Man who was adopted from Brazil but grew up in Sweden. He took up one of their favourite sports and now has become one of their favourite sporting heroes. That was world-class speedway at its best. And you don't go past Bjarne Pedersen very easily. He's even got time to have a bit of a joke with the Americans. Great night so far for Antonio Lindback. 3 out of 3 he has. On then to Heat 20, 5 to go in all. Nicky Pedersen up against Billy Hamill. This should be interesting. Fredrik Lindgren in blue for Sweden out of gate 3. And Sam Samota with 4 points for the Czech Republic. He's on the outside. So can Billy Hamill get across the front of Nicky Pedersen? Easier said than done. And Antonio Lindback still buzzing from that victory. Heat 20 then. Nicky Pedersen on the inside, and he does get away well, does Nicky. Billy Hamill goes in pursuit of him in the red helmet colour. The Czechs are making a challenge, but here comes Freddie Lindgren in 3rd place as well. He goes up the inside of Billy Hamill, does he? Yes, Hamill stutters a little bit, and Freddie Lindgren dives on and takes Sweden into 2nd place. Hamill will fight back. Round the outside goes Hamill, almost loses it. Tries to go past Lindgren. He's going the long way. And this is a great battle for 2nd place between Sweden and the USA. And Billy Hamill has consolidated that 2nd place. Well, he had to fight hard. And that was a great fight indeed. Nicky Pedersen is out front though from the inside. Made a great start. Never look back. Freddie Lindgren's not done yet though. Going to push Billy all the way. And the USA need the points if they're going to stay in touch with Denmark. Last lap then, and I think Billy's done it. Certainly Nicky Pedersen has done his work. The Danes take another victory and get closer to Sweden. And that thumbs up says it all. Now, after 20 heats, Sweden with 46. Denmark are creeping ever closer. They have 41. The USA 34, and the Czech Republic still on just 4 points. Great stuff by Nicky Pedersen, and now he's given the Danes something to really get their teeth stuck into, because they could still win this event. Go straight through to the World Cup final. Right now, it's still Sweden out front.
Mats Olsen 5 up with 5 to go, but you can't relax yet.
Oh, for sure, no. Matt, so far so good, and the boys have done a really good job. But, I mean, the Danes are good now in the last 4 or 5 heats here, so...
I'm sure you'll be keeping the boys encouraged. You don't want to be riding Thursday as a team.
Absolutely not, so we have to carry on there, so we go straight to the final.
Another conference for Denmark, because they can see now that they still have a chance of winning this. And we're getting down to the business end now of this meet. Sweden have been dominant all night long, but Denmark are starting a charge to try and catch them. Bro Brahel for the Czech Republic will go off the inside for Heat 21. Michael Max for Sweden. Greg Hancock for the USA. And Bjarne Pedersen from the outside. 41 points have Denmark to Michael Max and Sweden's 46. USA watching on. Billy Gennaro there. Heat 21. What can Denmark do here? Bjarne Pedersen, all eyes on him from the outside. He cuts back and dives through. It's like a needle there. Just makes it into 3rd place. It's tight at the moment. Now he makes the dive for 2nd place. So it's a good run so far from Bjarne Pedersen, but it's the USA. And Greg Hancock out front. Hancock leads the way. Bjarne Pedersen is in pursuit in 2nd place for Denmark, and this is an important one. They need to hold back Sweden and try and claw a few more points. The Czech Republic, Bo Brahel doesn't look as though he's going to challenge Michael Max at the moment, but here comes Bjarne. This is good stuff for Denmark. Oh, not quite, and Greg Hancock dives back again and back into the lead, but Bjarne Pedersen desperate for those 3 points. If he can get them, they might have a chance. And a moment there for Hancock. He looks over his shoulder. He hit a little bit of a run. It's running up here in Malilla as the temperature goes down. And Greg Hancock will take victory for the USA. That was a good fight from Bjarne Pedersen, but 2 points gets them closer. Sweden now have 47, Denmark 43, the USA 37. You'd have to say now it is between Sweden and Denmark, but the USA will be going through to the race-off, and high five for the 2 world champions, Greg and Billy. On to Heat 22 now. Nicky Pedersen in this one, up against Billy Gennaro in red in Gate 2. Peter Carlson for Sweden and Adrian Rimmel on the outside for the Czech Republic. Nicky Pedersen's got to make this one count. He was brilliant last time out from the inside. Can he do it again? Well, he's got away well, has the number 1 for Denmark. He hits the front. And the Czech Republic are in this one now. Well, the first time we've actually seen a real challenge from them. Heat 22 and Adrian Ribble putting on a good showing so far. And he's got the USA and Peter Carlson way behind. Great opportunity now for Nicky Pedersen out front to make hay while the sun shines, effectively with Sweden right at the back. Peter Carlson struggling, and I don't think he's going to get into third place, so a great opportunity now for Denmark. And here comes Sweden now, perhaps, round the outside, but there's no room. And Peter Carlson will try and come again, but Billy Janero's holding him off. No, he isn't. Carlson gets third, so they will get 1 point from this. But Nicky Pedersen out front, 43 points for Denmark, will make it 46. This is going to be a cracker. And Nicky Pedersen has come good at exactly the right moment. Sweden will only get 1 from that. The Czech Republic almost double their score with 2 points. It was a good ride from Sam Samota. And Denmark now have definitely got a skip in their step. They're just 2 points off Sweden. And could this glorious night for Sweden be taken at the last moment by Denmark? 46 points they now have. The USA with 37, and the Czech Republic moved to 6 points now. And now you see how excited the Danes are. They can smell a chance of victory here, and getting one over their neighbour and arch rival Sweden would be the perfect night for them. Now Nicky Pedersen talking to Niels Christian Iversen. He's out in 2 heats time in heat 24. And Nicky's explaining what to do off the start. Hopefully Niels Christian Iversen can put it into action, because out on track next for the Danes is Charlie Jader, who's not had the best of nights. So I think Nicky now is putting his hopes in Niels Christian Iversen coming good. Brent Werner and Billy Hamill having a quick chat for the USA. They're going to go through, but in third place. And at the start of heat 23, trouble for the Czech Republic. They were playing their joker. Sam Samota got a little bit edgy because of that fact and jumped the tapes, but luckily for him, the referee called all 4 back, and the Czech Republic will get another chance to play their joker. It won't make much difference to their overall score. It'll certainly make a big difference to Sam Samota. He won some good points for them last time out, and now they're trusting him from the inside at the restart. Antonio Lindback alongside him, Charlie Jader and Sam Ermolenko in this one. Charlie Jader looking to try and take Denmark ever closer to Sweden. Samota does not get away well. Antonio Lindback of Sweden starts brilliantly and takes the lead, but look at this! Round the outside goes Charlie Jader and into the lead. So Denmark holding off Sweden. Oh! The Czech Republic, Samota almost smashing his way into Antonio Lindback. But Denmark hold the lead now. Charlie Jader, Antonio Lindback will fight his way back, I'm sure. The Czechs playing their joker are not going to get anywhere. They're in 4th at the moment. And out front, Charlie Jader. Antonio Lindback held the lead early on. But now, over his shoulder he looks. Charlie Jader has got this one, or has he? Here comes Antonio. Oh, this is vintage Antonio Lindback. He pushed as hard as he could, but Charlie Jader was up for it, and the Dane holds on. Antonio Lindback almost hits the air fence there as he tries now at the inside, bouncing his way across the white line and into the lead. Brilliant stuff. Who's going to take it? Wow, that was a photo finish. And what a race. Antonio Lindback doesn't know when he's beaten, and he may not have been. He thinks he's won, and maybe he has. What a brilliant race. And, well, Antonio Lindback celebrates. Nicky Pedersen not particularly pleased with that one, as Antonio Lindback does take the full 3 points and moves Sweden to 51 points. Are they clear, though? Denmark with 48, USA 38. Denmark will not be lying down. There are 2 more heats to go. We saw Niels Christian Iversen getting a little bit of instruction last time out, and Antonio Lindback has just done exactly what Sweden would ask of him. That was a gritty, gritty performance. And really, you can't blame Charlie Jader. It was a photo finish, just a half wheel between the 2 of them. And Antonio Lindback getting the applause of his team, and he now watches on as his teammate Fredrik Lindgren will be out next. There are 6 points up for grabs in this meeting. There's just 3 points between the 2 teams, Sweden and Denmark. Arch rivals, Niels Christian Iversen. Well, you'll understand now why Nicky Pedersen was talking to him, because he comes from the inside now, and that's where Nicky won from last time. Fredrik Lindgren is on the outside in blue. It's important for this one that Niels Christian Iversen gets across and stops that outside run from Freddie Lindgren. Heat 24, up go the tapes. And a decent start from the outside. Goes Freddie Lindgren as he cuts back brilliantly. Oh, that was superb, and he takes the lead. And Sweden have the lead over Denmark at the moment. And remember, if Sweden hold on to it, they're going to go through to the World Cup final. Niels Christian Iversen has to come again in second place to give Denmark a chance of winning this event. Sweden have been quite superb at home, and now Freddie Lindgren is marching on surely. What a start he made from the outside. He cut back, and he's never looked back. But in second place, in the yellow helmet, Niels Christian Iversen pushing hard, trying to get some grip. Looks over his shoulder. He knows he's got second place safe, but he really needs first, and Denmark have to win this race. They're going to stop Sweden, but they're not going to, because 1 lap to go now. And the least experienced Swede of all, Freddie Lindgren, doubts about how he'd get on in this accomplished team. But the team have trusted him brilliantly, and he's come through superbly, as have the rest of the Swedish team. They take victory, and they go through to the World Cup final. What a display, what a performance, and the Swedes at home go mad here in Malilla. What a race, what a night for Sweden. Two-time world champions, of course, and now headed straight into the World Cup final. Sweden with 54 points, Denmark 50, USA 38, and the Czech Republic. So, Sweden are through to the World Cup final with Australia. Denmark and the USA will have to go to the race-off. What a great race from the outside. Look at its cutback. Picks up the grip and dives through the inside. And really, Niels Christian Iversen could do nothing about it. Applause from the Swedish team, who are straight out to greet him for that one. That was truly special. And Denmark, Nicky Pedersen and his team, well, disappointment, but they fought hard, had meetings, they got together, and they came very, very close indeed. One more heat to go then. And this one's all about pride, really. Hans Andersen on the inside for Denmark against Andreas Jonsson. What a matchup. Add Billy Hamel to the mix, and who knows, Thomas Suchanek might do something special for the Czechs as well. But Billy on the outside, and the question is, can Andreas Jonsson get across Hans Andersen? Well, the kind of form he's been on, you doubt it. Denmark would like to finish on a high, that's for sure. Watch out for Billy Hamel as well from the outside. Billy cuts back inside now, and that's a great start from Billy Hamel as he hits the front in red for the USA. Here comes Hans Andersen in yellow. He now hits the front. What a race we've got for the finish of this one. Sweden in blue are in third place, chasing the USA, but out front is Hans Andersen. He goes wide now. Billy Hamel has a chance. And look at this, Sweden are coming back. Andreas Jonsson goes into second place ahead of Billy Hamel. Hamel trying to hold on around the outside. And Denmark are going to take victory in this one, unless Andreas Jonsson tries one last spurt down the back straight. He's not going to do it. Hans Andersen's going to take victory for Denmark. And that's going to bring the scores closer together, but it doesn't make any difference to the overall win, because Sweden are going to the World Cup final, and Denmark, favourites before this night started, will have to go to the race-off with the USA, Great Britain and Poland. And across the line comes Hans Andersen to take victory, but it's too little too late. In the end, Sweden had already won the event with Freddie Lindgren the heat before, and Denmark finished close, but no cigar. And it's just 3 points in it at the end, 56 to 53. Denmark go to the race-off with the USA. The Czech Republic are eliminated, and Sweden are through to the final, the World Cup. Let's hear now from the top three, starting with the USA.
Tough night tonight. Thursday's race-off to look forward to.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough battle tonight, and we're up against a couple of very, very tough teams. But we gave it our all, and we knew that there was a great chance to go to the race-off. We're going to go there, pull out all hold, and let's see what happens.
And you know Reading.
Yeah, I know Reading really good, and I'm going to give it my best.
Hans Andersen right back in it with 3 to go, but they just pulled out all the stops at the end.
Yeah, fair play to Sweden. They were really well, all their boys. Like Antonio, the moves he made today, tremendous. Watching, even being an opponent, you can only admire what he was doing. So we had a bit of unluck, Charlie crashing out, having a rerun after winning a race. Neil's having a bad day at the office, so weren't to be. Unfortunately, this is a team event. If we don't score the points, all the boys, so we don't win. On Thursday, we can put a meeting together, a good meeting together, all of us, so we can go straight to the final.
Andreas Jonsson, the Danes pushed you all the way, but you got there in the end.
Yeah, feels very good, very, very good. I'm very happy. Everybody in the team did a really great job today. Everybody, from the first to the fifth guy, very good. to be a captain, I'm very proud of the squad, you know, and it couldn't have been better.
Proud moment for Sweden then. And they now go through with Australia to the final, and the race-off will be Poland, Great Britain, Denmark and the USA. And 2 teams from that race-off will go through to meet Australia and Sweden. But tonight, it's all about Sweden at home at Malilla. What a job they put on. What a performance. Antonio Lindback, quite brilliant, as were the rest of the team, as Andreas Jonsson said. Now you have to wonder if Sweden can go all the way and win their 3rd world title.